1, 0. All engine running.
July 20th,
Liftoff.
1969, a day that shook the heart of the entire world. Nearly 240,000 miles away from Earth, a fragile spacecraft was descending onto the silent surface of the moon. Inside, two men, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. Every breath they took carried the weight of all humanity. One wrong move, and this mission wouldn't just be a failure. It could be the greatest tragedy in human history. But the bigger question is, did mankind really land on the moon that day? Or was it all the greatest illusion ever staged? Tonight, we uncover the full story of Apollo 11, its triumphs, its secrets, and the mysteries that remain unsolved even after 50 years. In 1957, the Soviet Union launched Sputnik, the first artificial satellite in Earth's orbit. The world was stunned, and America was terrified. Just 4 years later, in 1961, Soviet cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin became the first human in space. Once again, the Soviets were ahead. America was humiliated. That same year, President John F. Kennedy made a bold promise. We will land a man on the moon and return
Landing
him
a man
safely
on the
to
moon
Earth
and
before
returning
this
him
decade is out.
safely.
In an era with no internet, no GPS, and computers the size of entire rooms, this promise sounded impossible, almost like science fiction. But for the United States, this was no longer just about science. It was about survival in the Cold War. Billions of dollars were poured into NASA. Thousands of engineers and scientists worked night and day. But tragedy struck. In 1967, during a ground test, a fire in Apollo 1's capsule killed 3 astronauts instantly. The world mourned, but NASA refused to give up. Apollo 7, 8, 9, and 10 were all stepping stones, each one bringing America closer to the moon. Every failure, every test, every sleepless night was leading to one historic day. July 16, 1969, Kennedy Space Center, Florida. At 9:32 a.m., the Saturn V, the most powerful rocket ever built, roared to life and tore through the sky. Thousands of people stood in awe, their hearts pounding. Inside were 3 men, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins. As the rocket disappeared into the heavens, one question haunted everyone. Would they make it? For 3 days, the astronauts drifted through the silence of space. Their destination, the moon. July 20th, 1969. The lunar module Eagle began its descent. Computer alarms screamed. Fuel was running dangerously low. In Houston, mission control fell silent. At the very last moment, Neil Armstrong took manual control. With only 20 seconds of fuel left, his voice came through the radio. Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. The world erupted in celebration. Armstrong opened the hatch. The space was so tight, his suit accidentally hit part of the panel. Small switch broke off, a switch that controlled the ascent engine. Without it, the Eagle could never leave the moon. But at that moment, he didn't even realize what had happened. He climbed down the ladder. And then, the words that would echo for eternity, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." Humanity had set foot on another world. But the moment of glory was followed by decades of doubt. If there's no air on the moon, why did the American flag appear to wave? Why are there no stars in the photographs? Why do shadows fall in different directions as if studio lights were used? NASA explained. The flag had a horizontal rod, the camera couldn't capture stars, and the shadows were due to uneven ground. But not everyone believed them. Conspiracy theories spread, claiming the moon landing was filmed in a Hollywood studio. So was it history's greatest achievement or the greatest hoax? Armstrong and Aldrin spent 21 hours on the lunar surface. That broken switch? Buzz Aldrin used a felt-tip pen to push it back into place, saving the mission. The engine roared back to life. The Eagle lifted off and docked with Collins in orbit. On July 24th, 1969, Apollo 11 splashed down safely in the Pacific Ocean. The 3 astronauts returned home as heroes. Apollo 11 was more than a mission. It was proof that humanity could achieve the impossible. In the years that followed, 5 more Apollo missions landed on the moon. But after 1972, we never went back. Why? Was it the cost? The risk? Or was there something else? Apollo 11 remains one of the most extraordinary stories in human history. But even after half a century, the question remains, did mankind really set foot on the moon? Or was it the greatest illusion ever staged during the Cold War? What do you believe? Tell us in the comments below, because the truth may still be hiding on the dark side of the moon.